I don't know how many of you watching this have actually smoked as much weed as I have for the last fucking what the fuck. Uh, I don't know who. Okay, so out of the 14 viewers or something that watched the most recent one, the one like or dislike that I got was one dislike. Who the fuck? Who am I pissing off? That's awesome. Big shout out, I guess, to the haters. Okay, what is it? So it's the 17th. The last time I posted was the 11th, last Monday. Um, Jesus, about neck. All right, so what was it? I think I started smoking the Friday before. So 10, I have 8th. March 8th or so is when I started smoking weed, and I haven't really stopped till yesterday. But I don't think I'll smoke tonight. I don't really want to. I'm not in the mood. I need to start getting fit again because I've lost a lot of gains. Anyways, so I basically just caught up what Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3.5 days of journaling. Some of the big events we watched the Div 1 final game on Friday night at 8 p.m. and then we watched the Div 2 final game 4 p.m. on Saturday. On Friday before the game, I went and chucked around a football and kicked sort of soccer ball with my left foot, not my right foot, with a bunch of buddies. Um, and then fucking smoked a lot of weed and did a lot of vegetating and eating, as you do when you're stoned. But yeah, gaming services just got updated. Nice. So some of the highlights, though, I'll go through the highlights of the last couple of days. Almond took me to there's a little cove near where we live. That's like right by the ocean, and that was beautiful. I stayed there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours or something. Put my feet in the water, enjoyed the sun, soaked it in, and then shifted spots. It's been so weird. Gee, ever since I got injured, March 8th, um, I've been so like I haven't really wanted to do anything, really at all. My leg is just feeling fucked up. Like there's like random lumps and like divots forming in weird spots, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but it hurts. Um, and it keeps me up. It's woken me up like fucking 4, 5, 6 times over the last um, or like 4, 5, 6 times every night for the last like 4 or 5 nights now. I just wake up and it's just like hurting. It's ridiculous. Um, on another note, entirely, yesterday was my second ride along shift with the paramedics. That was dope. We had Brianna and Zandra, both both cute little birdies from around here. I think we had a double chew. Um, yeah, I think I only did like 4 calls with them, but like smoking all day Saturday, and then I was in bed for like 9 o'clock, and then I had to be up. My shift started at fucking 6 a.m. And I went over to the place that I went last time. I went over to the Jesus, neck. I went over to the other station 140, which I went to last time, and last time I spoke to the person who's booking my shifts. They're gonna book me in the same spot every time. Right, so I go over and I'm like, hey, I'm here for my observer shift. Yeah, sure. Come on in. So I go in there, and they're like, yeah, you're not here. And I was in another station entirely. I only got there with like 10 minutes late. But yeah, first one, a lot of like, I only did 4 calls with them, but the first 3 were older people, congestive heart failure, COPD, um, diabetic, mitral valve replacements. They got issues with their hearts or their bodies. very sweet old ladies. I think, what was it, three old ladies? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Three old ladies, relatively nice. And then the last one was what was it? The protected drug use shelter? Drug use shelter? I don't know what it's called. I forget what they're called. Um, where like basically, there's like nurses on call or something. People can go and use whatever drugs they feel they want to there. Anyways, yeah. So I did the 4 calls with them, and and then I was like, okay, my legs kill me, and it was like 18 degrees and sunny. I'm like, okay, fuck this. So then I came back here, and then bought another couple joints. Went over to the park. Enjoyed the sun though. Beautiful sun. 18 degrees and sunny. Got there around 4 o'clock. There till the sun set at like 7:30. Came back and passed out for 9 or so. Nah, I was back here. I was on the phone for a bit. I had a shower at 10 to 10:30, and then I was in watching Game of Thrones until about midnight. Yeah, that was my night. So now, that's what's actually happened. What's changed over the last week? Um, I feel like in that pursuit of like finding a leader, like there's a lot of qualities that you want to have in a leader, but I feel like the most ruthless leaders. I've been watching too much Game of Thrones, but there's a reason why I enjoy it so much. One, because it's medieval and barbaric as hell, and two, because there's a lot of interesting takes on leadership and different types of leadership and how well they do, what qualities they have. And one of the leaders that was, he's a visionary. He has the will, and he's the right guy. He thinks so far in the future that time can barely keep up to him. It's hard to explain. That's my take on it. This is again my personal take. Your sight's set on what the vision of the future is and how to bring people together and how to harmonize over different conflicts, how to bring people together for different conflicts. But I feel like inspiring followership, you have to break down that depth perception that people see, that people would lack on, and people that wouldn't be leaders or people that aren't leaders would lack that ability to perceive the time that it would take to form a vision or a dream. And the reason this is on my mind is because I'm a big dreamer. I'm a very ambitious dreamer. I always spend a lot of time entertaining what can be, what would be, if I did this, if I did that. If I threw my money towards this now, I put my time towards that. And I've been pulled in so many different directions. And I'm going to continue to do so because I'm, ADHD or something. Someone otherwise diagnosed by someone. I think it's just a lot of sugar, really, in my diet. That's been a problem for a lot of my health defects. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so the depth perception, the time to carry out some of those things, I have to be much more patient with myself, and what I mean that is recovery, understanding where my mental state is at, having a respect and giving yourself a little bit of distance from the emotions that would otherwise guide your actions, and not just letting the emotions take the wheel and drive, but almost like stepping back and reflecting as you're letting your emotions drive. So sort of like an aware backseat driver, if you will, right? So in pursuit of the response to the investments that I've made. What the fuck am I saying? In pursuit of the response to the investments that I've made, yeah. It's hard to keep a very positive mindset because you don't see any of the work that you're putting in and all those fucking lonely ass days, and they're like, oh well, the lonely days are gonna come, and yeah, that's just the way it is, and you gotta fucking figure it out. And I'm surrounded by people all the time. I always love talking to people. I always love unloading, and I'll talk about anything for the sake of talking with people. I'm a very extroverted person. But the thing is, at the end of the day, how much of a return on investment do I actually see? As of right now, a couple months into whatever I'm doing, not much. Yeah, there's a lot of change in myself, I guess, as a result of it, but it's not adequate to motivate. And so I've been stagnating a lot of areas of growth. And I don't know where I've necessarily been growing for the last week, 2 weeks. That seems to be the only spot, the most prevalent spot, but and I mean, it's not bad still. Like, I still got my abs, but they're disappearing quick, and I didn't know abs could disappear that quick. My leg has been very, very. It's so destructive how an injury is to your routines, your life. Because one, my mental health and my physical health are very, very closely intertwined, and I think that is dangerous, and I'm paying for that right now, because I can't play soccer. I can't feel that level of fulfillment as my legs are breathing and speaking and singing their own songs and humming their own rhythms. I can't feel that, so my mental health has been suffering because of that, and I've just been distracting myself with smoking weed to try and combat that feeling of inadequacy, that feeling of no athletic capability. Now, how the fuck do you change that? How do you redirect that moving forward? I'm trying to focus on the injury, trying to get the help that I need, trying to find different ways of enjoying my athletic capabilities without playing soccer. And it's tough, frankly. If you dedicate most of your time towards a single sport and then you try and find other ways of feeling the same fulfillment that you would feel from that sport, you can't. It's impossible. It's sad, actually. And it's what made me very, very miserable for the last while. And I'm still fucking miserable now, but at least I'm talking about it. It's good enough to talk about. And fucking goals for this month: lose, distract, waste, reflect, and dream. Have I lost? Yeah. Have I distracted myself? Yeah. Have I been wasting away? Yeah. Have I been reflecting? Not until now. And dreaming? Nope, because I've been smoking. You don't dream when you smoke. Just fucking smoke. And smoke. And quiet. And it's silence. It's oblivion. So moving into this week, need to get back on track. I'm stuck in the shore office, so I'm not on ship actually working and progressing through my package, which is gonna suck. So that area of my life has to arrest its growth for the time being. Whereas there's other areas of my life that I can recommence and start to focus on again. Medical, recovering from injuries, journaling, tracking, reading. Maybe I need to start reading again. I haven't been reading for a while, but fucking claim, hopefully, and podcast, indefinitely. Is it intimidating? So intimidating. I don't want to start, but I got this week to figure it out. I'm gonna start right after this. Get some fucking stretching in, get some mobility in. I think because of my eating habits over the last like 2 weeks, my mind has or my ADHD has been put into overdrive. Just one thing that I've noticed. Another thing that I've noticed. Much harder time focusing and concentrating. I haven't been meditating. That's also probably a pretty fucking big part of why I can't focus. But journal's almost done. This whole last journal. After catching up for 5 actually it is done, sorry. It is done. Oh, you can even see that. Ooh. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and then yeah, all the way right through till I put in a couple words at the end here, a little bit of space. We'll see what we get in there, but that's very satisfying. Not gonna lie. What's not satisfying is not doing any physical activity and just wasting away. So yeah, it's been pissing me off, but my bad for not posting one up. I don't really give a shit. It's gonna grow at its own rate. This channel will develop at its own trajectory, and I will hopefully get studying, stretching for the rest of the day. But thanks for tuning in. If you aren't, then you're missing out as fucking always. Toodles.